Now, my next guest had to flee the hamlet of Enterprise with her 6 children. Natasha Cleary also lost her home to the wildfire. She joins us now from Grande Prairie, Alberta. Natasha, first, I want to tell you how sorry that I am that you're in this situation where you and so many of your friends and family in your community have lost your homes.
Thank you so much. It's definitely tough.
You know, I know this is obviously very difficult for you to talk about. First, I'm hoping that you might be able to recount for us what it was like as you were watching the situation unfold and decided you needed to leave.
It just didn't feel real. We had basically like an hour to get out. We had the warning delivered to us, and then 10 minutes later we got the alert to leave right away, and we were throwing as much as we could into our camper and trying to get out as fast as we could. It was scary.
It must have been. And we're looking at some of the images that you were able to share with us here on CBC News. It is absolutely incredible and devastating to see that damage. I was reading the mayor saying between 85 and 90% of the community is gone. Can you even fathom when you see these images, when you hear those sort of remarks that up to 90% of the community is gone, most of the businesses, most of the homes?
I can't even believe it. It's like something you see out of the movies. It doesn't feel real, and like I feel so bad for everybody, and I don't know what we're gonna do, but I know we'll get through it.
You know, you're a mom of 6 kids. How were you able to handle this, to handle bringing your 6 children to a safe place? How were they all doing?
They're pretty traumatized, and it was hard, but you've got to stay strong for your kids so that their emotional well-being is okay.
What have you been telling them?
I've been telling them that their lives are more important than what we had at home.
What were you able to bring with you in those few minutes that you had before you left?
We grabbed a few pairs of clothes, we grabbed our 2 dogs, and we had a cat with 5 kittens and our bearded dragon, and that's really about it.
How are you guys coping now? Are you able to stay in touch with members of your community who are also facing that same really tragic reality that your family is facing right now?
Yeah, we're all keeping in touch, and Enterprise is a really strong community when we work together, and I know in time we're going to figure it all out.
I'm sure, like so many other Canadians, you've been watching the wildfire season this year in this country, really from coast to coast and in the Northwest Territories too, just be even more extreme than usual. From the time that you've lived in the hamlet of Enterprise, I'm wondering if you've ever seen anything like this before and if you've ever had to prepare for something like this.
We had a fire one year and we were on the brink of evacuation, but we were lucky we didn't have to then. And this time it feels like a bad dream.
What has been the most difficult part of this for you? Certainly, of course, losing your homes, but also having to be a strong mom to your kids. I can't really start to imagine how tough it's been. What for you has been the most challenging part of this situation?
I think the hardest thing is just not knowing what's next, not knowing what we're going to do with our kids. And I don't know. I'm just speechless.
Have you got any idea when you might be able to go back and see what can be recovered?
Um, we heard that we're going to hear an update today and then go from there.
Well, you know, I do know that so many Canadians, of course, will want to offer their support. What can you, instruct people that people of Enterprise need right now?
Um, Obviously, all your well wishes and all that. I've heard that there's been a GoFundMe set up for the community as a whole, and I can't remember what the address of it was, but it's going to be online, and whatever you can do to help is greatly appreciated.
Well, we certainly are sending you and your family and the community all of the strength as you guys continue to cope with this and then start to even think about rebuilding and recovering. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with our viewers. We appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you as well.
That is Natasha Cleary. She lost her home due to the wildfires in the Northwest Territories. We reached her in Grande Prairie, Alberta today.